Paula, would you mind leading us?
Sure. I pledge allegiance
Well, there it is.
to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I know, it was moved last week, or last month.
John Gottschall. Greg Nelson.
Here.
Stacy Pinkerton. Dick Samples.
Here.
Paula Stewart.
Here.
Chris Norton.
Here.
Harry Jennings.
Here.
John Green.
Here.
Tim Mann.
Here.
Rich Evans.
Here.
Tiffany Peters. Rob Cross.
Here. Approval of the agenda. Would like to remove action item 5. The chief
Five.
would like to table that one for a month.
You mean the clerk's report, 5, or
No,
the
action
committee?
item, action item 5.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
And for the, on the clerk's report, which ones here are we?
Just April number 2.
Just number 2. And on the clerk's report, item 2, our attorney has some questions on that one before we approve that one.
So removing that one?
Yes. So we can get a motion to approve the agenda with those 2 items removed.
So moved.
A second, please.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Comments from the floor?
Todd.
Yeah, on action item 2, I think that stirred a lot of controversy about me doing bank signs. I've always been an advocate of doing local business. And I think as leaders, try to advocate that, doing local business is kind of a double-edged sword. Then again, you guys, it's tax money and you guys have to be held accountable for, what you do with that, and I understand that. I was on the pension board fund for many years until it got up over $10 million. We couldn't do that anymore by ourselves. We had to have somebody else do it. I'm also deeply disappointed that nobody else is here for the banks to speak on what they need to. So I would just like to keep it local. You guys do what you want. If you're going to make a lot more money with Prairie State Bank, so be it.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with you on keeping it local, but it's a significant amount, so we'll see where the vote lands when we get there, but it's quite a bit, so. The other gentleman?
Bill.
Bill?
Yeah, my name is Bill Thompson. I live on Hall Drive West.
This is what he gave us.
Jacksonville.
Go ahead and pass that down there. You want to come on up here so we can hear you, or you don't have to if you don't want to.
I live on Hall Drive West in South Jacksonville. The farm ground behind Hall Drive West has been recently purchased by different individuals. And he has made comment to my wife and other people that he wants to take the berm out back there. Well, in 1990, thereabouts, right around 1990, I believe the village paid to put that berm in and a drop box at the far west end of Hall Drive to alleviate the flooding in all of our backyards. If he's talking about going 10 feet closer to my fence, it'll absolutely flood my backyard and everybody else's yards on Hall Drive. The petition that is signed by every homeowner that would be affected, except for 2 that I couldn't find out. There are multiple signatures on there from different people wanted to sign it. More people than one in the household.
Yep.
But we just kind of feel that the village has a little bit more clout than we do, and they did spend the money to put that berm in to protect the properties in that subdivision, because it did go clear across the road.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived there since 1984.
That's what I was gonna ask, how long you've been there? I
Yeah.
assume quite a while.
Yes,
Yeah,
since
okay.
1984. So I remember all the flooding
Okay.
and, people's basements filling up and stuff, so. If you could just take it under advisement and just so you know, if this takes it out, there's gonna be a problem. We just push it with the bill and, take our,
Do you have anything stating that we put that in there? Do we?
I cannot find anything. Of course, I've only been in office here 2 years, but
Right.
I know we put a tile, we put a tile up at the top of the hill. I can't find anything where the actual village put the levee. The berm.
The village, if they didn't put it in, they should have made all the homeowners believe that the village put it in.
Okay.
And I'm not saying they didn't, were you in office then?
No, I didn't get in until 2002.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if
I guess,
not,
well,
then it's his property,
And I mean,
right?
like I say, most of us have been good neighbors to that farm.
Well, let me stop you for a moment then. I spoke to the landowner the other day, and and maybe somebody else had a different conversation with him. He informed me that he's not going to do anything with the berm.
Okay, because he told my wife that he's gonna come. The berm is very small behind my house because the water has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, but it used to come through my yard
Mm-hmm.
about 2 feet deep when it rained on it. And it is diverted in between my neighbor's house and my house when it comes through, which is no big problem. The water flows, it doesn't go into anybody's basement.
Yeah.
But my house is probably the most affected by the berm being gone, which, that's why I'm here tonight. But-
Obviously, yeah.
Right, but it will affect, if he takes that berm out, it will affect everybody on that street. There's a reason it was put in, so.
But one of the things he is doing, and he showed me some pictures, one thing he is doing is, let me get my directions straight here. On the south side of the berm, it's filled in with silt, and it's holding in water like a dam.
At the far end.
On the opposite
On-
side,
on the-
on the field side.
Right, on the west end. It shows it on the picture, where the picture.
Yeah.
That's right here, yeah.
Yes.
So what he's doing there is he's talking about cleaning that out so that the water will actually flow east and west and get to the tile better. Because now it's seeping through and it's gonna go down and seep through that hill and get down to your houses and your properties.
Right, well, that's at the far end of the street, and the village did put a drop box in there to take the water underneath the road.
But right now, it's not getting to that because when he showed me pictures the other day, there was probably a 20-foot spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it's showing that picture, where the crop has been.
Yeah. So if he does that, it'll actually help drainage. But he assured me that he wasn't going to remove any of the berm. He was removing some brush through there, but he wasn't gonna be removing any berm.
Right.
Now, as far as what the village can do to protect that, if we put it in, we have an easement through there, then,
Okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, that would be our proper, we'd have a right to it. If we don't have an easement through there, then our only other option would be, for us, the village, would be, we could purchase the land through, eminent domain. That would be the only other option we would have. Now, the homeowners could get together and try and take civil action against the neighbor.
Well,
And
I
that,
mean, if he's saying he's not gonna do it, but he's telling two different stories, because, it's only, I would say maybe 20 feet behind my fence.
yeah,
If he takes 10 feet closer to my fence, which he has told us he's gonna do, the berm's gone,
yeah,
and I'm gonna end up with that whole field in my backyard, so.
yeah.
And it's not only me, it's the whole neighborhood.
No, I understand,
Yeah,
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 because
yeah.
you take it out in one spot.
Right, I appreciate everybody's time on this,
And I've talked to a lot of people, and I understand the concern.
right, 'cause I mean, we've all been good neighbors to that field.
Yeah,
And kept it mowed for the farmers in the past and everything, but, and I realize this guy doesn't want us on his property, that's fine. But I don't want his water in my backyard, it's his sandbox, he can do whatever he wants, but I don't want his sandbox in my street.
I understand that.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you. What's that now? It's an old squad car. Oh, no, we tabled that.
5 is gone.
We tabled the last.
Yeah, 5 is gone, just to draw a line through.
Okay,
We took it off the agenda
All right.
and took this one off too.
I was thinking there was an old one, I didn't.
Yeah. Okay, well, motion to approve the regular session minutes for January 3rd, 2019.
so moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign. Approve the closed session minutes with redactions for May 5th, 2016 as a personnel and finance meeting.
So moved.
A second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, the same sign.
What year was that,
2015.
2016?
Number 3.
16.
So,
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's 2016. Did I say 15?
I don't know.
Approve closed session minutes for May 5th, 2016, of the board meeting, Board of Trustees meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. And approve the closed session minutes, June 30th, 2016, Personnel and Finance.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Do we have any correspondence this month? No correspondence. Motion to approve the treasurer's report for January 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And a motion to approve the February payables for, I have an eye appointment next Thursday, so.
February 2019.
Yeah, I'm trying to read the check numbers. General fund checks for $171,062.97. Total TIF checks, $222,248.08. Total motor fuel tax checks, $581.20. Total tourism manual checks, $1,222. Drug prevention, no drug prevention checks. Water sewer revenue, $72.30. Total manual checks for February 2019, $223,544.38. Total February payables, $394,607.35. And in the payables, and there's an additional $63,158.10. That's the check to the South Jacksonville Community Benefit. That's listed under January payables.
Okay. I'll approve with the exception of the taking out of the $1,000 to the Jacksonville Rotary Club.
A second for that motion.
Second.
Do a roll call, please.
Oh, second. For 1,000?
Mm-hmm.
So by voting yes on this, we're wanting to approve the removal of that check.
Approve all the payables except for that check.
Dick Samples,
No.
John Gottschall, Paula Stewart,
Yes.
Chris Norton,
Yes.
Greg Nelson,
Yes.
Stacy Pinkerton.
Yes.
Is that all I lost today? All right. And we had two generators that we purchased this month, just this week, right, John?
Yes.
Yes. Just to keep everybody up to speed, they're not high enough to be action items, but they got them from CMS. $1,600 for the police, roughly.
Yeah, we think we'll have it for under 1,000.
That's what I kind of figured. That was what they were listing it for, was 1,600, and the other one was 2,000.
2,000.
So one's going to go to the lift station, and the other one's going to be used for the emergency trailers.
Is this on, you already bought them?
They're not on iBid. They were just up there at CMS.
Okay, oh, okay. Did you have to bid on them? Or?
What's that?
Lift station over
It's,
there.
It's for the emergency trailer.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that, but it's,
Yeah, it's not an
I just,
bid.
once we talked to all you guys individually one at a time.
yeah.
We got consensus it was all right. I called over our names on it. We just gotta go over and do the paperwork and get them here.
Gotcha. That's
Okay.
And then we have two resignations that we talked about earlier. We have a resignation from Jared Leake from the fire department. He is moving out of town. And then we have a resignation from, is it Ryan or Ree?
Right.
Rye Hoots, who has a new job and he's working swing shifts, so both of them are having to resign from the fire department. A motion to approve those resignations.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Go ahead.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. And going to all the, let's see, building permits. We had a total of 3 building permits, estimated cost of, I think these are back. Permit fee. Didn't really make sense of of that?
Estimated cost was, $3.5 million to Bartlett, and then,
Is that permit
And-
fee is $10,000, is that right?
yep,
Okay. I thought that might be a typo.
Nope.
Permit fee of $10,765.
and then open the street, which really kinda comes under John's deal. But they do put it underneath this.
Right, that would have to go through permitting.
Right, so they just open the street to them, and then the $250 goes back to payment of the, closing the street, and by closing, what they mean is they just fill the hole back in, okay? So, and then you have a new fence over at Greenwood for $150, so the estimated cost of new improvements is $3,500,150, and the permit fee was $10,765.
Now, I was looking at that, it was Bartlett. I thought that was a typo at first when I saw that. I was like,
No, that's what we, they're going to put in another big grain building out there.
Yep. Yeah, they're
Por-
expanding.
It's not portable, but it's not,
They call it a hoop building.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, personnel, we didn't have anything for personnel. Planning and public finance, or planning and public facilities?
We talked about, well, the ordinance codification stuff for a good while, and then, John told us about a, water pump, being down at the water plant, so we were just down to one pump out of two, and he was taking it to be rebuilt. And then talked about the, water softening pumps, I believe it was pumps, having some issues and not functioning, and the company that, like, the only company that repairs them comes from Pennsylvania. So it would be kind of a costly thing, but a pretty important thing. And that's actually the things required for both of those are down in the action items for approval tonight.
Okay. Public protection, one of the chiefs want to jump in?
Just the standard report, guys. Two notable notes. One that's not on that report. We would like to offer our thoughts and prayers to Deputy Keltner's family. He was killed this morning while serving an arrest warrant up in Rockford. Leaves behind a wife and two children. The only other thing on there, unless you have questions with our regular numbers, First Christian Church, they're doing a community service days. April the 13th, they're going to be at the park across the parking lot here for 2 hours from 2 to 4. They're working with John to have the right tools and everything to kind of clean it up and make it nicer. You guys have any questions?
This park or the other?
This part.
Okay.
One question, what is the new officer's name, the lady?
Jenna.
Jenna, I had the honor of meeting her the other night, very nice lady.
Yes.
Thought the same thing.
Very
Did she
nice,
stop
yeah.
you?
No, she came to the house and give me the packet,
Very nice lady.
but she's she's gonna work out well.
We're extremely blessed. We're just very blessed. Appreciate the support, and I think she is going to work out very well.
And
I'll tell you, I was very, very happy when she came to my house to look over my packet because she did not ring the doorbell. And it's after my son's bedtime, and every time I'm like, don't ring the bell, don't ring the bell. And it depends on who comes, whether they ring the doorbell or not. And then I'm like, listening for his bedroom. So I was very pleased that she did not ring the doorbell.
I'll pass that on. I ring the doorbell intentionally.
I figured,
Several times.
I'll have to do that at your house.
Yeah, I'm in the same position now, too.
And Bree is still employed, right? She hasn't got quit or anything. Bree Smith is the new code enforcement officer, and I met with her and we drove around town and talked and looked at stuff, and I think we're going to be well pleased with her too.
And what are her hours? Because I'd like to.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Isn't that right?
Yes, sir.
And
Till, does she have regular hours or she just comes?
Do you know what they are?
Off the top of my head.
I have a calendar on my phone, I can tell you, I'll make sure.
Yeah, because I might
Yeah,
be able
'cause
to
I'd
be
like to
back
know
in
when-
town early enough to,
Absolutely.
figure.
Yeah.
And do you happen to know about South School's open house? Is it Monday?
Monday, ribbon cutting is at 5. so-
Okay.
And the open house is from 5 to 8, I believe.
Okay, I thought I saw
Okay.
something about the 11th. Okay, at 5. Great.
Do you have anything to add? No? Finance, well, I covered everything.
finance, we're gonna cover it and under the first action, action item.
And Parks and Tourism, okay.
We didn't really have anything, except for I wanna talk about, the park. There's a couple questions I had about the fencing. Now, when you go from, I think it's from the bathrooms over, is that right? Okay. They
From the
have
bathrooms over to the edge of John's building.
Yeah, they have the
Okay.
tall fence.
Mhm.
I was under the assumption,
And let me interrupt you one time, and they also have the stripes in the fence to block the
yeah,
looking through it, so, okay.
I was under the assumption that it's supposed to be all the way down.
Just from, oh, I haven't been down there a couple weeks to look at it, so from the bathroom to the corner of John's building.
But I thought it was supposed to be from the other end of the bathroom all the way down. Cause we don't, I mean, it's the same purpose, we don't want that all have to be seen.
Just between the buildings is all we talked about, just that from the,
Huh, okay.
is that, am
Is
I?
that what you?
I don't know, I'd have to look at the bid, and I don't think they put, John, did they put new fence in from the
Yeah.
west side of the building over to the west side of the park? Is that new fence in there? Behind your little yard, there's new
You're talking
fence
about
in
west, or you're talking about east on like towards Harding?
But where she's
Okay,
talking
yeah,
about,
we didn't-
I know,
we didn't
yeah.
talk about that.
That's on the east side of the,
it's all new
Might have
fence.
been on the
Yeah.
first-
Got all, they painted all the posts and they restrung it with new black fence.
Yeah,
It-
down-
one
you're
suggestion
down
I
east
would
of the
make is
bathrooms,
probably
which
is
Okay.
to paint the gate,
Regular height.
unless they're gonna put new, just to make it look
Yeah, 'cause- right. And I
Yes, we
noticed
do.
that the other day, they didn't
So
get
we
it
need to
painted,
do
and
that.
that may be
Yep.
something he's run out of
That's
time
about the only
in the
thing.
fall.
right.
So we'll make sure they get it
Painting what
painted.
gate did?
The gate on the east side, south,
That
northeast
double
corner of the
Oh.
property,
gate, double
and
gate.
that's how you get in and out, and it's
It
just,
didn't get painted.
it's just old woven wire. If they just painted it black, it'd look great.
And
Go ahead,
Stacy, I'd
Stephanie.
like to talk about that, moving that privacy further down. And if
Uh-huh.
that wasn't on the original.
Yeah, we
then
need to.
I know.
You guys wanna go ahead and set a committee meeting,
Yeah.
28th,
28th's fine.
6:30?
What the hell is this, Thursday? This will be a committee of the whole, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm done.
Is that okay? You're not saying no, so.
Maybe 28, when?
6:30 and 28th. All right, moving on to our action items. Approval of the donation to South Jacksonville Fire Department Community Benefit for the amount of $63,158.10. And before we have a motion or a second, just to be clear, even though it's listed as a donation, it's a technical thing. It's actually their money that we're just giving back. So this is what the firefighters earned, and it's in one of our accounts. The only way to make this transfer is to do it as a donation. So before we pat ourselves on the back for a donation, it's just a technicality.
Okay.
Absolutely, I'll make that motion.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Paula Stewart,
Yes.
Chris Norton,
Yes.
Greg Nelson.
Yes.
Stacy Pinkerton, Dick Samples,
Yes.
John Gottschall.
The very unceremoniously transfer of the
Yay,
checks.
congratulations.
Yeah, right, it's finally done.
Did you sign
It's done. It's-
Oh, it's
You'll
in there
sign it,
somewhere,
but-
I'll be happy to sign it.
You get it in a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, I'm sure they're.
You're getting
itching
a
for
month.
it. But we'll get it signed here just a
Several years
minute.
coming.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, well, then,
Absolutely.
thank you guys for earning it, I mean, it's, you know, it's- like I said, it's your guys' money, so.
Thanks to Brian and Rob for putting
Yeah.
a few years worth of time and getting it straightened out.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, how thorough am I gonna have to be on this here? All right, transfer of approval to move bank funds,
I didn't sign either.
general checking from farmers to Prairie State Bank, general savings from farmers to Prairie State Bank, tourism checking from First Nationals to Prairie State Bank, village escrow from farmers to Prairie State Bank, water sewer security deposit from farmers to Prairie State Bank, and a general fund CD from Jacksonville Savings Bank to Prairie State Bank. that everything?
Air conditioning. Okay.
If you want it, I don't know if you want a separate motion or if you want to include it in that, renewing CDs through Prairie State, that's part of the proposal.
And renewing the CDs, when those CDs come up for expiration, renewing the CDs at Prairie State Bank.
If you want to put that in there.
To be reviewed in 6 months.
Well, it's a separate process.
Separate process, yeah, let's,
I mean, think about it like your money in your bank account, you put it in there. You wanna move to a US bank, so then you put it in there. I mean, we're not like signing a contract with them.
Okay, I just wanna
Yeah,
make,
but-
I wanna make
Well,
sure.
let's
No,
make,
yeah.
we'll make the motion first, and then we'll make the statement that we're gonna revisit this in 6 months,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Okay.
So motion
So
to,
moved.
a second,
Second?
roll call please.
Greg Nelson,
Yes.
Stacy Pinkerton.
Yes.
Dick Samples,
Yes.
John Gottschall, Chris Norton.
Yes.
Paula Stewart.
Yes.
Oh, you got it.
I'll give it to him.
Approval of the purchase for a high surface pump for the water plant. John, do you remember the cost on that? I don't have it.
5,600 and change, under 5,700.
How many pumps will this make you then? Just
Just
two?
Yeah. They alternate.
And need be, we can get by with one.
We are right now.
Okay,
I just don't like it.
okay.
Yeah, so moved.
Second.
Roll call please.
John Gottschall, Paula Stewart,
Yes.
Chris Norton,
Yes.
Greg Nelson.
Yes.
Stacy Pinkerton, Dick Samples.
Yes.
All right, and a motion to approve the purchase for the water softener repair. And I say purchase, I know part of it is with hiring the company to come down and do the repairs. And again, the rough cost.
Well, it's kind of split up. To get them here, $7,800. Like I said, they're from Pennsylvania. That gives you 3 guys, 3 days, 24 hours, 3 8-hour days. And then the equipment is around $12,000.
Motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second,
Second?
roll call please.
It was 12 what?
Roll call. Yeah. What'd you
$12,000.
need?
12,000.
20,000.
Oh.
There we go.
She's
Chris
recording
Norton.
everything.
Yes.
Greg Nelson.
Yes.
Stacy Pinkerton,
Yes.
Dick Samples,
Yes.
John Gottschall, Paula Stewart.
Yes.
Old business. New business. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.